Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this week's podcast. Before we get going, I gotta show you that I have finished the movie clapper that I'm making for my son for the holidays for his gift. So come on downstairs and I'll show you how that's looking. All right, last Afghan for 2023 is done. This was my black box creation, but actually I'm really happy with it. As you know, this is one of those movie clappers, and I made this for my son using the Lion brand yarn, the Schitt's Creek, which again, I am so in love with this yarn. As a matter of fact, I ran out of the Lion's brand for the black, and so I had to go to the store and get some black to finish it off, and they didn't have the Lion's brand Schitt's Creek, so I ended up getting just a regular black one, same weight, and it really feels totally different, and I just love the silky feel of this. I love the real thickness of it, and so I was just really happy with it. And you can't tell where the other one begins and ends, but it's definitely the Lion's brand is the way to go. So as far as the letters, they told me to do basically like a loop stitch, which really wasn't working well for me. So I just did a series of chains, chain one, and then I would make a really long tail at the end of it, pin the letters down, and then just do a whip stitch through it, and or like a running stitch, I think it was, and it actually worked out pretty well. So very happy with the way this turned out. All of my projects have been finished before the gift giving, before Christmas, so I'm feeling very accomplished with this. So we'll head upstairs and I'll show you all the other good stuff, but I just wanted to show you what we had going on here. So yay, it's done! I can move on to 2024 now. All right, so that was it. I am done for 2023 Afghan free. I have finished everything ahead of time. I am very happy, very encouraged. So I wanted to jump in and let's start talking about 2024 and some of the projects that we've got going on. And it just so happens that today I got my shipment in from Lovecraft, and so I'm going to open it right here with you guys, and I can show you how it's going to tie in. So I got this from Lovecraft. Now these guys are based out of the UK, so, and I've been taking a look at their sites because I feel bad sometimes when I go, ooh, check out this yarn, and then I realize that my peeps that live in like Australia and New Zealand and England and Wales and all these other countries, you're like, yeah, we can't get that yarn. So Lovecraft is a great website for you to go to. And I'm going to, as I think of more and I come across more, I'll be literally, I'll be posting them here. But Lovecraft is based out of the UK, but they ship everywhere, including Australia and New Zealand. As a matter of fact, I was even able to check them out and see if they carried the Lion's brand Schitt's Creek. And lo and behold, they do. They carry it. So for those of you that don't live here and say, oh, I can't get that yarn, you can. You just got to go to lovecraft.com. So is it Lovecraft or Lovecrafts? Looks like it's lovecrafts.com. So I found this yarn. I got this last year, and I think it was probably on clearance. It's by Pinkbox. Love this brand. It is not really a mainstream, but it's definitely more of like your affordable yarns. And I love these colors. This is called Tequila Sunrise, and it's a two-toned yarn. So it's 55% cotton and 45% polyamide. I believe it's polyamide. Yes. And it's about 131 yards per skein. And I just thought, this is so cute. What am I going to do with this? So if you look closely, the orange part is the cotton and the pink is the polyamide. And so I had, I don't know, 8 skeins, I think it is. And I thought, what am I going to do with this? Well, I found, as I was going through my stash last week, looking at what I had, I found this really pretty Tequila Sunrise yarn. And I thought, what am I going to do with this? Well, I went to the Pinkbox website, which is Lovecrafts, and I found this really cute pattern. This is crochet, very simple, and it's using that exact, not only the yarn, but the color as well. And I thought, this is cute, like a little summer lacy. It's called a lacy sweater. And I thought, wow, all right. So I ordered some more of the Paint Box Tequila Sunrise so that I could make this sweater. So this is going to be, I think it's going to be a super fast crochet up. It looks like it's done in 2 panels. It's got like 2 seams right on each side, down the side. Very, very simple. It's even a beginner intermediate. And yeah, it looks pretty easy to do with this. So now that I am done with my Afghans, this is going to be one of Kimberly's first projects. Nice and light and airy. I think it'd be great with like summer pants, maybe even as a swim up, you know, cover up with some shorts and things like that. So I bought more skeins of this from Lovecraft to go with this pattern here. And this again was on sale. Let me see if there's a little bill of sale in here. Sometimes they don't put those in there. I think on purpose. They don't want you to know what you've spent. That's probably a dangerous game to play with me. But looks like there isn't. So this is it. It's the metallic DK yarn. And like I said, so you'll be seeing this thing come up. But it's just fun. It's Kimberly. It makes me happy. So I ordered enough that I could then make this this lovable lacy sweater. Liking it. Very cute. Isn't that cute? So cute. So that's what I got this for. Now, the other thing is that last week I was telling you about this sweater. I saw this picture online and it was flying around and I could not for the life of me find a pattern. Well, I found what I believe is half the pattern. So I don't think there's everything on this. I think it was in a magazine. Yeah, I think. Hopefully I've got everything I need or I can figure it out. But they use this Azteca Katia yarn, and I told you last week I'd gotten enough balls of this, and basically there's a granny square on the front, on the back, and then on each arm. And then what I ended up doing was ordering some yarn from Lovecrafts that is the same weight and the same composition of fabric. So I think so this is Debbie Bliss. It is a cashmerino Aran wool. Extra fine merino wool and cashmere. So it's 55% wool, 33% acrylic, and 12% cashmere. Super, super soft. This color is called, I think it was called like heather gray or heather green or something like that. It kind of had a greenish tint to it. So I thought, and I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, it's picking up these colors. So I thought it would be really good with those colors, picking up some of the green hues that are in here. And even if not, it still kind of has a... So I wanted a solid, but I wanted to pick up some of the earthy tones that it had in here. As I'm looking at this now, I probably would have been really good to go with like a red or a russet kind of a color, but that's okay. Anyways, this yarn here is the same weight as this, and it is the same composition, whereas this one here is 53% wool and 47% acrylic. This is 55% wool, 33% acrylic, and then 12% cashmere. So I think this is going to be good. It's very, very soft. And they were running a sale. The one nice thing about Lovecrafts is you can get the yarn individually by the skeins, but they also have these bulk packs that you can buy and get them at a great discount. So I ended up getting, and they have them in bulk packs of 5 and 10 skeins. So I got the 5 skeins that I needed, and I think this was like in the $35 range or something. So when you buy it in bulk, you get it in a good quantity. So for those of you who don't live in the UK, and I know sometimes yarn can be expensive, especially when it's going to Australia and New Zealand, I saw this because I was just there, it might behoove you to buy it in these bigger bulk quantities. So I got the 5 skeins of this, which is going to go with this to make this sweater here. Both of these projects, this one and this Lovecrafts one, I don't think is going to take very long. I think they're going to be pretty fast. This obviously may be more of my winter, fall wardrobe, and this one's going to be more of my spring, summer. So look out for these two babies. Very excited. And the last thing that I got was this, it's by Valley Yarns, Southampton. So this is by Webb's, which is an American yarn brand line. So ironically, I had to go all the way to the UK to get this. It is a 72% kid mohair, 28% mulberry silk, 230 yards. So this guy right here Now, remember last week I said, why am I doing this? What did I do? Well, I got basically the same thing. I thought if I wanted to mix them together or maybe do some kind of like a stripe, or maybe I just like this so much. So I might still do a sweater. I'm not sure. But I wanted to get free shipping, so I added things together and I ended up getting 5 skeins of this. And I think in the 5 skeins in the bulk, it was like $35. So all of this guy here, and this one here, so I bought all the bulk packs, was just under 100, maybe just over 100, right in that range, like 90 something I think it was. So again, buying in bulk, lovecrafts.com is a really great way to go. And I'm excited about this. So not sure, definitely this is going to be one of my first projects, and this one's going to be one of my first projects. So you're going to be seeing that one hopefully even in the next week. I was actually very excited and thrilled and flattered, all of those adjectives. My brother-in-law, who lives just outside of London, who he always sends, says, what's your Christmas list? And of course, I'm always asking for knitting books or crocheting books or different things like that. And so he sent me some things, which I haven't opened yet, but he reached out to me. He's a confirmed bachelor and said, would I make like headrests for his new couch? And it comes in like three sectionals together. And so he wants me to make something that would sit on the back of the couch, just to be a little bit more comfortable than the leather that he's got. And I was like, oh my goodness, you're asking me to do something really nice. So that was really sweet. I'm really excited. So I did go to my local Michael's and I found, because I'm like walking through the aisles, rubbing all this yarn up against my hair. And I'm sure people are thinking like, okay, we need help on aisle 12. What's up with this lady? But you want to make sure that if it's going to be up against your skin or laying up against your head, then it's going to be comfortable. So I didn't want 100% wool. I wanted something that you could clean so they could put in the washer. It wasn't going to be all pilly or super fuzzy that was going to, like it. So there was certain criteria that I was looking for. I ended up going with a Wool Ease Thick and Quick. So I'll show you that one downstairs when I start that one. That actually might be my next project because, I want to like get it done and get it out the door. But that is going to be a knit project, and I'm really excited about starting my knit projects like sooner than later. I think I'm going to start up with this guy, possibly even in the next day or so. Finishing this or, getting started with this. I'll bring you what I'm doing on this one next week. This is that Pearl Soho knit or learn how to knit kit that I got. So I'm going to start with this guy. I'm thinking I want to like get all the yarn done here, all of my projects. This basket right here is full of yarns. So I'm going to work on this and then grab more stuff from my stash and bring it over here. This is going to be my working space over here. And I do have a lot of yarn in my stash, so I'm really trying to like bring it and move it and bring it over here. Kind of get some sort of organized chaos about the whole thing. And I'm excited. So I've been giving some more thought to my Starry Night shawl, and I was watching one of my favorite people the other day, Tony Lipsy from TL Yarn Crafts, and she was making this temperature cal. Move my little markers out of the way. Which she makes every year. Bless her heart. I have made one in my life, and I might be done. I'm not into Afghans right now. Not into Afghans, but she is in the planning stages. She makes one every single year, so she's in the planning stages for 2024. She was making a beautiful 2023 Afghan that was, and she lives back in, I think, Ohio, so they have weather. Here in Southern California, we don't really have big fluctuations in the temperature. So to do a temperature blanket isn't always really practical because there's not that much fluctuation in ours, so you don't really get that much color and that much variation in it. I was able to get some good variation out of it, but not as much. So, but I'm not digressing. I do have a point to this. On this, I said I wanted it to be bigger. She was doing this really cool fringe all along the ends of her blanket. She wasn't sewing in the ends or, weaving them in. She was actually just leaving them off to the side. So she has the fringe going down the sides. And I thought, fringe would be kind of cool. Now I would do like a twisted fringe. I don't want to do just like the ends hanging down because sometimes I think that looks a little bit messy, a little, just yeah, messy. But I think if I were to do a twisted fringe, that would make it look a little bit more finished and polished. So it dawned on me that I could do a fringe on the sides of this and make it really kind of cool and give it a really cool finish off, and it would give it some more length and drape. So in thinking about the Starry Night, because I was concerned last week, like, ooh, it doesn't have the sparkle in it, I wouldn't need to have the sparkle in that, right? So I'm thinking I'm going to use at least most of one skein. It may not take all of it, but that I am going to be adding fringe onto the bottom of this shawl. I think that's going to be a really cool addition to this. And then what I am going to do is take at least one of the other skeins, maybe like a skein and then a half or whatever, however it's going to be, and then just continue on. So it's going to be bigger, but then I'm going to be adding the fringe on the ends. And I think that's what it was missing. I felt like just looking down here at the bottom, like, oh no, man, it's just, it just felt like it was missing something. And maybe the magic of fringe is what it was missing. We shall see. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some winding this week. So I'm going to be winding up these guys. This gorgeous peacock. This, by the way, came from our friends over at Purple Lamb Fibers. This beautiful peacock color. It's actually called peacock, which is why I call it. And it just reminds me of peacock feathers. Just love this. This is a sock weight. So I'm going to be winding this one here. It's superwash merino wool and 20% nylon. So again, this is like your sock yarn, but I don't want to make socks in something so pretty. And then the other thing I have is this Monet's Water Lilies, I think it's called. Monet's, it's exactly what it's called. Ooh, I'm better than I thought. This is the sparkly merino. Now it says it's sock yarn, but because it's got the sparkly in it, it doesn't, it's called Lurex. It's 8% Lurex, 92% superwash merino. So this would not be a sock yarn. Even though they call it a sock weight, it is not a sock yarn because it doesn't have the give and the stretch that these guys do. And that this one does because it doesn't have the Lurex in it. So this is going to be, I don't know, a cowl or something, not sure. This is not a pooling yarn. This is just a beautiful hand-dyed variegated, and it does have the little, the silkies going through it. So those are going to be wound this week. Very excited. And then I'm going to be launching off onto these projects. Comment below. I would be interested to know how many projects do you have going at any given time? Because as I'm looking at all this, I'm thinking, I'm going to have those armrests for my brother-in-law. I'm going to have this one going on, which is this, this pretty crocheted pattern here. And then I'm going to have this granny square thing going on. So that's 3 projects going on. And then so that's 4. That's 4 projects on the go. 1 knit and 3 crochets currently. This is going to have to be done sooner than later because it's just so close to being done. It just has to be finished. Oop, actually it goes this way. I just have to finish it because I want to start wearing it. So that's going to be 4 projects. So comment below, how many projects do you have going on at any given time? Sometimes it is good to have whips because, you might get a little tired on one end and maybe you get excited about something new. Or maybe you have something, quick that you want to do up really fast, like the arm, like the chair headrest things. And then sometimes things like that pop up where someone says, oh, would you please? And you're like, sure, why not? So we'll see if 4 is too many. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. And before I finish out today's episode, I am so this is what I call my happy mail day. I got my stash from Lovecrafts, which I was very happy about. And I got a package from our friend, my girl over at Shannon over at the Spoony Stitcher. And I'm so excited. And she and I, as I think I've told you, we keep correspondence, we do emails, we become each other our yarny pen pals, and we just met through our channels, and we kind of started this little pen pal relationship, friendship, and it's nice to get an email or a card or something in the mail that's not a bill, that's not spam, that's not like, hey, shop here, just, hey, how are you doing? And so these little emails and these conversations that we have started transpiring just bring me so much joy. So I got this package in the mail from her, and I don't know what's in it. There's something I think kind of squishy in here, but then there's also something inside. So we're going to do this together. And I was so excited that it came in the mail that I could actually, because I said, I want to open it online, you know, on camera. She said, okay, yeah, that's totally fine. So here we go. We're doing it. This is from Shannon at the Spoonie Stitcher. She and I are huge movie buffs. So oftentimes we will just, you know, like convo about movies. We love classic movies. And we've even talked about like, gosh, how are we going to watch them together, you know? Oh, it's even wrapped. Aww. So we're talking about like, how can we watch a movie together but not be in the same place? We're talking about maybe doing like a Google Hangout, chatting through it. We're also talking about doing some collaboration projects together. So if you don't know anything about Shannon, the Spoonie Stitcher, okay, let me tell you. I'm just going to hold and I'm going to wait on this. I'm going to do it. Oh, she even decorated the front of the card. Oh, this is one of those envelopes that you don't want to like get. That envelope's going to stick with me. She spent so much time on that. Wow. See, this is the art of letter writing. You don't get this in an email. You don't get when someone takes the time to do that, you know, it's like, wow, that really means something. I mean, I'm not overly romantic, but in this kind of case, you know, the good old-fashioned letter writing where someone sits down and takes pen to paper or even pen to email, but something like this, that means the world to me. You know, like they took the time to do that. And as I said, we've been talking about watching movies together, and we're talking about doing some kind of project we could collaborate on together. Maybe it's a pattern that we both make, you know, separately. We feature on our channels. Not sure yet what that's going to look like, but we're going to do some collaboration together in 2024. She is a really spectacular person, and had it not been for this space in YouTube, we would never have found each other. And so, you know, that's pretty cool. And a lot of my subscribers and people that comment, I look forward to your comments. Like, I kind of know who's going to be commenting right away. So I kind of feel like there's this kindred spirit that we have, you know. You're not just like one of my subscribers, but I feel like we're kind of building relationships. And I love that. And that's sort of what Spoonie and Shannon, have. Aw, she wrote a thank you card. Okay, well, open after the card. Okay, this is getting like mysterious. Aww. Okay, it says, Merry Christmas, my Yarny pen pal. Thank you for my incredible birthday gift. I use my yarn bowl practically daily. Been playing with my spoons and scrap yarn. Aww, thank you again for thinking of me. That was so thoughtful. I hope you like your gift. It's not much, but I wanted to make you a small thing to send a yarny hug your way. Love, Shannon. Oh, and she even did it in 2 different colors of which, by the way, purple is my favorite color. So it's in a purple and kind of a lavender color. So I don't know if you guys know or not. I don't know if I even posted it on my channel, but Shannon and I believe her birthday is in October and mine's in September, but we're pretty close in dates. And I had crocheted her a yarn bowl. And it was so simple. And then I brought remnants that I had from past projects and I stuffed them all in there. And because she is a spoonie, or identifies as a spoonie, which is somebody who has, as I understand it, and hopefully I don't get this wrong, but it's a person who has like a chronic illness or chronic pain. And a spoon represents the units of energy that they have in a day. So maybe you start the day out, you have a drawer full of spoons, or you have 10 spoons, but maybe you take a shower and that uses up 3 spoons. Each spoon equates to a unit of energy. And so and sometimes the phrase is like, I have no spoons left. Like, I'm just exhausted. I can't do this. And so that's my understanding of the term spoonie. And so people who identify as spoonies are people with like chronic illness, chronic ailments, chronic fatigue, chronic pain. That's the term that they use. And so her channel is called the Spoony Stitcher. So I sent her these really pretty spoons that I found, because I know she likes tea, but they were all in different shapes of flowers. And they were these really pretty kind of like chrome purples and greens and blues and just really pretty. So the idea was, because they looked like flowers, that she could actually stack them in her yarn bowl and use the balls of yarn as something to kind of hold them upright. And so it could look potentially like a flower bowl, right? Or like a vase of flowers. That's what I was going with. And she obviously picked up on that as well. But she really appreciated it. And because, she knew the thought that I put into it in making it. So that was the thank you card. Now she says, this little note says open after the card. So I'm assuming I can do that now. Oh. She wrote a note, and it's on this little Snoopy paper. It says, Dear Kimberly, I know how hard it is. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm going to cry. To spend the holidays without a furry companion. I am so sorry. I wish I could do more. I made you a little companion to hug when you miss your Molly. Not my pattern, but I did try to make her look like your angel. Also, I created a special stitch marker for you, and of course, I sent your tot. Consider yourself hugged. Oh, that's so sweet. And this has really been a difficult Christmas, holiday for me. As you know, I said we're not doing any more Christmas stuff. But Molly, my pug, who I brought on the camera a couple months ago, as you know, she was staying with my mom. And we went away for a long period of time. And she was older. She was 16. And so, and she wasn't sick. Actually, she was very healthy. But, and she had a lot of arthritis and stuff. And so I didn't go into it before. But I'll be honest. I'll be transparent because it's been hard for me lately. What actually happened, I said she passed away, and I have to just identify and be truthful about what actually happened, was that about an hour before we landed, she was staying at my mom's, which was fine, and that happened. She does that a lot. And my mom went to the next door neighbor's house for on Thanksgiving to have a piece of pie, and she left the back door open so that Molly could go out and go potty if she needed to. Well, we have a lot of coyotes in our area, and a coyote took her. That's actually what happened to Molly. And so, it's been exceptionally difficult. Also, and I'm going to keep all of this on because, you guys, it's okay to be transparent. But this has been really difficult because I'm dealing with the loss of my dog, who I adored, who I don't have. I don't even have a body. Like I was going to, do a cremation thing. I was going to do a little ceremony thing, and I don't have that. There was nothing to be found. I don't even have a collar. So that's been really difficult. It's almost like I don't have closure. And at the same time, I'm having this sort of awkward situation with my mom because of, the way that it happened, and that it didn't have to happen. It was just, she left. She should have closed the door. She knows she should have closed the door. And so she's dealing with this horrible guilt, and I can't even imagine the guilt that she's feeling. And so we're just both trying to navigate through this. And it's been really hard for me to talk to her about it. So I don't want to, but she wants to talk. And so there's this thing that we're going back and forth with. Anyways, so I'm sorry that I'm getting emotional, but, I come to you every week, and usually I'm happy and excited and up, and this has not been one of those weeks. And obviously this triggered, but it's good because I needed to cry. And so Shannon, this means more to me than you probably even realized. It's like I knew she was going to pass. I mean, I knew we didn't have a lot of time left with her. I didn't want it to happen the way that it happened. And 1 hour before our flight landed, it was basically when it happened. So, anyway, so Shannon sent me these to, ugh. I'm just going to keep crying, I think. I think we're going to keep crying, and that is okay. It is okay. I have been so cognizant this year, not just because of what's happening with me, but I think being in this space where I'm just being more aware of so many more people because of this channel, because people are commenting, right? And so you've opened up my world. You've really expanded my world just in being in this YouTube space. And it really made me realize that this is not always a good time for a lot of people. And it is near impossible to get away. It's impossible to get away from the holidays. Everywhere you go, it's in the grocery stores, and there's music playing, and there's stuff on TV, and every channel on YouTube that I could come across, last minute gifts and this and that. And I was like, wow, if somebody has a hard time with this time of year, this is just magnifying it. I'm not looking at this yet. So it's really opened up my eyes to be in this space, to know that, a lot of people, and I don't want to rain on the parade of anybody, who does have the wonderful holidays. And I know that they're treasured times, but just to be so much more aware of people that maybe are going through it right now. And, okay. I got to see this on camera, but I never actually got to see it in person. Shannon made this for me, and it's me. It's me, right? It's supposed to be me. And she even put the cute little, oh my gosh, she put so much work into this. So Shannon, her thing, if you haven't watched her channel, is she makes these tots, right? Like little tater tots. And she makes these little patterns, and she makes these adorable little characters. And she does oh my gosh, she's done the whole Peanuts gang. She's done Harry Potter. She's doing a bunch of Christmas tots. She did a whole bunch of Halloween tots. She did this, and she actually sent me the pattern. And I made this on my birthday because I wasn't having the best birthday. And I'm usually good with it. It was kind of a bad day. Anyway, she sent me the pattern. So I made this little Dobby from Harry Potter, this little Dobby tot. And on my birthday, she sent me this sweet little tot, which is me. And she had this actually making a little granny square. So now I have these two tots, this one that I made and this one that Shannon made. And I love this. And it was just, and it's even on my page, I'm wearing this kind of a baby pink colored sweater. And she made me with my baby pink colored sweater. Shannon, I love you. Thank you so much. This is going to sit right next to my Dobby, right next to where I do all of my little work from on now. Just going to go right there. Now, this one might really make me cry because of what she said in her little letter about she made me something that I think is going to look like Molly or something close to it. So, oh my gosh. All right, I'm opening these one at a time. She made this stitch marker for me. It says, I also crocheted a special stitch marker. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, Shannon. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Okay, that is some intricate work granny square right there. And it's got this beautiful little lobster clasp up on top. It's gorgeous. Shannon, you might have to forgive me if I don't use it as a stitch marker. I might just have it sit here, but I could use it as a stitch marker anytime I want it. As a matter of fact, this is my special little jar where I put my special favorite stitch markers, or these are little felt balls that I got from Purple M Fibers that smell like lavender. It might be sitting close to this, but this is extraordinary. This is so pretty. Let me tell you, handmade gifts are the best, are the absolute best. I'm so glad that I was actually able to be transparent because I haven't really been able to get into what's happening with Molly and look what she made me. This adorable little pug that I'm going to name Molly. And she's going to sit right here with me all the time. Oh, Shannon, she's adorable. She's so adorable. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I absolutely love her, and she's going to sit right next to me so that when I'm crocheting and doing my stuff here in my space, I have all of my favorite things right here next to me. Shannon and my little pug and this beautiful little stitch marker. You make me so happy. These are actually happy tears. These are good tears that you were so thoughtful to do something like that for me. And I know that she's going through her own stuff, so my heart goes out to her and sending her family, you know, all the thoughts and healing thoughts and love. And so for her to take the time out of her day and what's going on in her life to do this for me is pretty extraordinary. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is going to be really hard to edit. That's okay. I'm just going to put it out there because, you know, being transparent is a really good thing. I'm so glad I opened this last because I was like, well, maybe I should open her stuff first. I would not have been able to get through any of the other stuff. So I'm so glad that I waited and saved this. I saved the best to the last. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Shannon, you are my friend. You are my love. Thank you so much. And we've never met in person, but it really doesn't matter because, you know, we're all this connected. Okay, so this is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. I think that's probably enough for today. I think we've all had about enough of that for today. But I'll be back this week. I'm doing a tutorial on how to make even edges, nice squares, when you are crocheting. So that's going to be kind of interesting. It's a tutorial, but it's really just like how to make nice straight squares. And I'm working on a couple other things that I will be bringing to you guys as well. So, and maybe some more unboxings. I don't know. We'll just see what arrives in the mail. I'm so happy. I feel so much love right now. I really, really do. So I just, you know, whoever's in your life, whatever you got going on, just give them some love and give some grace to yourself at this time of year and all the time. But maybe especially this time, if anybody, including yourself, needs a little bit of grace, a little bit of extra grace, a little bit of love, please be kind to yourselves. And I love you. And thanks so much for watching. This is Kimberly. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. This is Molly. And as always, I'll see you soon.